Why the am I laughing? So how did I find my art style? Alright, so 3 years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, what year is it? This is starting off horribly. About 5 years ago, 5 is the number I guess we're gonna go with, I noticed something strange about my artwork. I took a good look at all of my pictures that I had drawn, and I realized that none of them looked like I drew it. Like, all of my artwork looked different. Like, I know I drew them, but like every last one of them looked different. At a certain point, we figure out how to draw, but that doesn't mean that we necessarily have a style. Like, one of my favorite artists is an artist by the name of Falcon. He did a lot of artwork for SNK and the King of Fighters game. His style is amazing, but all of his work looks the same. And Toriyama's another big favorite of mine, and all of Toriyama's art looks the same. So I used to figure, like, how do I get that in my own artwork? Like, how do I figure out how to get my artwork to look like me, like I drew them? Like, why does all of my pictures look different? So what I did was I took a bunch of pictures of all of my favorite artists, and I compiled them together, and I took a bunch of my own artwork. This is a little painful to do, but I took all of my own artwork and I looked at them, and I picked out the things that I liked about each person's pictures, include my own, and I picked out all the things that I didn't like. I started drawing pictures keeping in mind the things that I like and the things that I don't like. So things that I like about other artists may be the way that they do highlights, or the way that they do shading, or the way that they do their line art, or how they draw clothing, or their details in their clothes, or the way they draw faces or hair. Whatever I picked up in another artist's artwork, I started to incorporate that in my own style. The things that really bothered me about my own art style, I started to improve upon it, or if I disliked it enough, I just got rid of it altogether. If it was something weird that I was doing in my artwork that I wasn't conscious of. Over time, I started to discover that I have my own style now. I don't know what the fuck it is, but my style looks like my work now. Like, my style looks like my drawing. I started to love drawing more, because essentially I was drawing all of the things that I liked. Like, I drew the stuff that I really liked about my favorite artist's work. Drawing that in my own style, it was like I'm drawing what I want to draw. I'm drawing in a style that I love. I draw the way that I like doing, so I enjoy it more. That makes any sense. Just to give an example, back in 2014, I did like a drawing of Bray Wyatt, I did a drawing of AJ Lee, and I did a drawing of The Shield. Just a bunch of pro wrestling drawings. If you look at those drawings, none of them look the same. Not even close. All three pictures they're an entirely different style from one another. But I drew all of them. Like, I drew those pictures and all of them look different. Now, if you fast forward to 2017, I've drawn The Shield, I've drawn Asuka, matter of fact, just recently I drew The Shield and Bray Wyatt, and both of those pictures look similar. They don't look the same by no means, it's not the same picture, but they look very similar. Things that I used to draw the Bray Wyatt picture, I did in the Shield picture. So when you look at both drawings, they look like my artwork, as opposed to before, where if you looked at them, it looked like somebody else drew it. Over the past year, I don't know how many drawings I've done this year alone, but more so than any other period of my life, I think I can look at all of my drawings that I've done in 2017, and there's something similar about all of them. Even if the way that I drew them is kind of different, there's something connected about all the drawings that I've done in 2017. And I want to keep going and keep trying to figure out a way to create my own style. Like, I'm working my way towards having an identifiable style. So other people can start looking at my pictures, and the second you spot it, you know that that's a Shadow Assassin's drawing. You know that I made it. What I advise everybody to do if you're having trouble finding your own art style is to study your favorite artists, study what you like about their work, study what you don't like about their work, and then do the same with your own art. Figure out what you like about the way you draw, and figure out what you don't like about what you draw, and then study your favorite artist's work, study your work, and see what happens.